Know Your Candidate. Presented by Portland is Possible, broadcasted by XRAY FM. In this segment, we offer a brief background on the visionary candidates that are proudly standing and running for the acclaimed Portland Area City Council. For now, we have a candidate of District 2 that incorporates St. John's, Kenton, Hayden Island, Mississippi, and Alberta neighborhoods.
I am Jennifer Park. I am running for Portland City Council in District 2, North and Inner Northeast Portland.
What investments in transportation infrastructure and related projects do you see as the city's highest priority?
I think our highest priority, we have a lot of transportation related priorities, but our highest priority is really investing in safer streets. So there's a significant amount of our neighborhoods throughout the city that do not have sidewalks. We need to be investing in more protected bike lanes for active transportation. That's a priority that I've heard a lot of constituents in District 2 talk about and bring to my attention at community events. And also street trees, re-greening a lot of our communities that don't have a lot of green spaces as part of our active transportation infrastructure, and then also incorporating rain runoff into natural collection areas so that we're reducing the impact of climate on our infrastructure. And all of that is really related to how we address our transportation infrastructure.
What is the city's role in cultivating arts and culture?
I think the city can really take an active role in making it easier for artists to live and work here and present their artistry to the community. So really addressing our affordability so that people of all professional backgrounds can afford to live here, to live and work here, making it really easy for artists to be able to have events and spaces where they can share that with the community, really revitalizing our arts downtown. And then I'd also like us to see us address commercial conversions downtown. We have a 35% commercial vacancy rate in downtown, and I want to have us think really interestingly about how we can do commercial conversion that could have like live work spaces within those buildings, but be really creative. And I think that the city has a partnership that they can play in that.
How can Portland make its local economy more sustainable and regenerative?
The city really needs to restructure how we manage our budget. The way that it is happening right now in siloed bureaus and really siloed visions for budget is costing us a lot of money. I mean, our inclusionary housing, anytime a developer opts out of including affordable housing in their development, they pay fees to that. All of those fees we've collected are just going to running the department. So we just need to really streamline things so that we're using our budget more effectively. And then we're also able to build policies that are thinking not only about the implementation, but the life cycle of that work that we're addressing. So it's really about having that. The change in our local government structure is an incredible opportunity for this exact thing of making our budget a really big holistic picture and being able to implement it more effectively.
As a city councilor, who would you go to first when looking for ideas and insights for developing a vision for the city's future?
That's an easy one because my biggest campaign platform priority is really community engaged policymaking. We need to be asking the community. And as a new form of structure, I'm really pushing for us to have the opportunity to be able to engage with the community more effectively, more proactively, where we're really getting the community involved in our decision making, but also in the vision, also in the planning piece, and doing it in a way where we're not just hearing the voices of the people who have the privilege to come to the table, but we're finding out whose voice we're not hearing and we're going to them. But that is really community-centered, equitable community engagement, and human-centered policymaking is really why I'm running this cycle, because I want to ensure that we lay that foundation from day one of the new form of government. So the community, for sure.
What part of your district do you expect to change the most in the next 10 years?
District 2, I think it's pretty easy to say that the District 2 area that's incorporated into the Central City Plan is going to change the most in the next 10 years. So we have Lower Albina is going to be changing dramatically as Albina Vision Trust really starts making the actual physical changes that they've been planning for so long, and now that they're getting that investment to help move that along. And then Lloyd Center area, we have the mall, which has lost a lot of business economy work in there. They're doing incredible things right now with nonprofits supporting that, but the whole mall is going to be changing in the next 10 years. And the very cool thing about that is Lloyd is an eco district. So it is all about development that is eco-conscious and sustainable. And so seeing how that is going to marry with the development of the mall will be really cool. So that is really, we're going to see some amazing changes happening in districts to central city areas.
Lightning round. What events or place in Portland that no longer exists do you wish you could bring back?
The Portland Children's Museum. I have a 13-year-old and a 3-year-old, and my 13-year-old got to go to the Children's Museum, and I miss it now that I have a 3-year-old.
What's the most Portlandy thing you have seen this week?
Yesterday, I was at Atlantis Lounge at Mississippi Pizza for my 13-year-old's pop punk School of Rock concert. I think that's the most Portlandy thing I've seen this week.
What restaurant or food cart is totally underrated?
I'm going to cheat a little. Mutantis Brewery. It isn't a restaurant, but it has a food cart pod, or a food cart, Honey Butter Country Fare. That's amazing. But it is a micro gluten-free brewery owned by an awesome trans woman, and it does not get enough attention. Go to Mutantis Brewery.
What's a single word you would want to use to describe Portland in 30 years?
Innovative.
Where do you get your coffee?
If I don't pour it from the pot on my counter, I get it at Grindhouse, 2 blocks from my house on Rosa Parks. Might be known by some as sexy coffee.
So now you know your candidate, or a bit about them. We like to thank the visionary candidates, also like to especially thank all the volunteers and organizations that put this together. We couldn't do this without you. To look at each candidate, be a good Portland citizen, and to be a dashing and informed voter, listen to XRAY FM to learn about ballots and the new ranked choice voting system. And check out portlandpossible.org.